Hey guys, and welcome. Welcome to me presenting how I tend to edit the videos that I record. Let's get into it then, shall we? I use a program called Sony Vegas, or it's actually now been bought out by Magic X is the company now that own it. It used to be owned by Sony, and it was called Sony Vegas Pro 13, but then Magic X bought it out, and now it's just called Vegas Pro 14, I'm pretty sure. And today we'll be editing some Technomancer. Because, you know, you can do that. This is a bit disorientating for me because I'm not used to actually editing it on my main screen. I always do this on my side screen, so I just have to probably just adjust a few things for a bit. Bear with me for a sec. That seems like a good ratio to editing to video ratio. I generally actually have this whole window on my secondary screen, and then I've got full window on my main screen to just look at it. And this is the Technomancer, as I said. As you can see, I actually went quite crazy and recorded a fair bit of it. So from that section there onwards is essentially what I have recorded and edited so far. You might reckon, if you are following the Technomancer, you recognize this scene here from one of the parts. Go to the meeting with the Aurora Technomancers. Well, this is not going to end up going terribly wrong, isn't it? Wrong, isn't it? Language, yo. Oh shit, man. I just wonder how I get by in life when I talk to people. I really do. Okay, so I suppose I'll try and make it step by step. I don't know what this is meant to be. It's just kind of like, it's just been in my head in a while. Like, I wouldn't mind showing myself editing something, and I just thought, hey, it's the Technomancer. It's got a lot of crap that you have to edit out, so let's do that. Because that's not involved at all. Usually what I tend to do is I'll watch a scene, then skip ahead, watch a scene, then skip ahead. So I think I will employ that method. You'll see what I mean in a second. So here we go, like, we have load up in the game, I start recording. And this audio here, this bottom track here is the audio which I use for actually lining up with it, because I bring it through Audacity. Once I've done Audacity, I do the post-processing of my voice and audio to make it a bit better than it was before. Mainly to remove, like, just random noises and clicks and such, and just compress the audio volume so it's a bit louder than it is. I'm pretty sure if I was to stop this and listen back to it, it's going to be a bit soft. So that's what I recorded up, and then I sync it up with the volume which PlayClaw itself records. So this here is PlayClaw, which I use mainly for my recording. I've also got other ones I can show you, I suppose. There's PlayClaw there. I've got OBS Studio, which I use mainly for streaming and such, and which I actually used at one point for when I was recording my camera too. I don't see any the others, but I do have, like, DX Tori. That's the license for it. That's good to see. And also, I used to use Fraps to a degree, but that's definitely fallen by the wayside since, well, PlayClaw's come a long way. You can actually record your whole monitor now, which is great. It used to only be able to just hook into games, and it couldn't register some games like, what was the game called? Evil Heroes. No, that's not it. It's Grotesque Heroes. That's the one. Grotesque Heroes it didn't work for. But anyway, I'm digressing. So, yep. So you record your audio, put it into Vegas, let it do its thing. Put the video into Vegas, and essentially 3, 2, 1. So I always tend to try and line up with that section there. Got a bit of a Scum! Scum! How you going, buddy?
Praise to the shadow.
Oh, I love Scum. Scum's a great person. So I try and find, like, a good place to try and get it to sync up nicely. Like, there'll be fine. Cut that bit there, because you don't really need it. I'm a bit paranoid. Like, you don't really need to cut this, but then having this section here, there's, like, no audio whatsoever. I've also muted this stream here, so when it renders out, it doesn't render both of them. Scum! How are you going, buddy? Yeah, so it sounds a bit strange. Scum! I'm just using it there more of a guide to help sync up my actual audio, which I do use. And that's that for that audio. This one has a few things tied to it. It's mainly YouTube, just a noise gate to try and remove extra noise and such that might filter through that the noise suppression doesn't get. This is a bit of a challenge though, to try and set it up perfectly, because I find that sometimes I do tend to talk a bit quiet and then it cuts off the noise gate. So if I'm extra vigilant that day, I might pick up on it and actually fix it. Sometimes I don't, which is probably a bad thing, but I hope I'll be forgiven one day for my digressions and lack of professionalism at this hobby of mine. So I know that this is all just a talking scene, so I go here, check what this is doing. What's this here? What is that? Oh, it's me clearing my throat. Yeah, see, you don't want to hear that, do you? No, so we're just gonna click this here, drag it along, cut it all the way to there. You can also use Alt and the square bracket key / squirrely brackets. That cuts it as well. Either way works. It's perfectly valid. And Phobos is... Oh, we're stuck with Andrew and Phobos because Phobos is integral to this mission, and Andrew we promised to help get his Technomancer back, so we're stuck with him too. I see. Yeah, good times. So essentially, I know that I'm talking here, and I may... Hey, look, it's a trader. Fella?
Ah, now you look like a promising client.
I tend to just sort of like just check to see what I'm saying. If it's oops, if it's something to do with the plot, then I leave it in. If not, I generally don't talk when I'm trying to get from one point to another where I feel like it's going to be boring and shit. So that sort of is a very big indication for me that this whole scene here, this 2 minutes and 23 seconds, possibly even a bit more, that now I think about it, because it might just be like random. Oh no, that's dialogue, so that would stay in. So that's going to get cut out. This whole scene here will probably get cut out. Oh no, that's dialogue as well, so that's going to be alright. So you go and check it out, like, what am I doing here? I'm going to chop at this guy for a spell. Hang on, where's the staves? I'm going to chop at this guy for a spell. So, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I generally try and say, give you like a primer, like, hang on, this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to cut ahead. And that's why I give you like a bit of an audio clue, like, I'm going to chop at this guy for a spell. It's just how I do it. So then it's like, you know that it's going to cut. You know it's a boring scene. You know I'm just going to be selling shit. And what do we do here? Good.
Ah, the human everyone talks about.
Okay, so we got molested by that fella there, which is why I stopped. And I want to get rid of this little spindle here because I heard myself go right there. Good, 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 good. It's so very faint, but when you're editing it, it seems like it's kind of like someone grating on a chalkboard with their long fingernails. Chances are you're never ever going to pick that up when it actually comes to be rendered out, but just the semi-perfectionist, lazy person in me screams like, well, you found it, you have to take care of it now, because no one else is going to take care of it for you. Good. Good. Yeah, I'm always good. I'm always a bit unsure about these scenes here. Good. I might... See, like, when you're editing it, it looks so different to when it's actually rendered out. Good. No, I'll leave that as it was. Good. Yeah, it just feels so disjointed. Good. But when you've actually rendered it out, like if I render this section out just for kicks and giggles, because we can. Let's just do this. What is that? 7 seconds worth. Let's go with a bit more. File. Render as. Bring this over here. Basic conversion, that's fine. Technomancer, that's fine. We'll render in 60 FPS, 30 FPS, because we don't really care for keeping it. I've got a hard drive dedicated to my videos, which you definitely have to have that, because if you're recording anything like this, you have to have recording to a separate hard drive completely separate from your game at least. Where your game is installed, you need a different hard drive to that. I've got a 4 terabyte black, was it WD Caviar Black at the moment. I had a 2 terabyte SSHD, which seemed to be okay, but not too good actually. I've already got some rendered up parts here from previously. As you can see, there's a lot here. This video won't go up until I've actually probably finished off the Technomancer, because it is a bit of a spoilery thing on the Technomancer itself. Maybe I'll release it, I don't know, but I've essentially went ahead and finished the Technomancer off. But anyway, I'm digressing once more. This is interesting. Hang on, where's the staves? I'm gonna chop at this guy for a spell. Good. See, that's alright. Yeah, that's fine with me. Like, when you see it rendered out, it's perfectly okay. But when you're editing it, it just doesn't seem too good. And the fact that I'm pointing out is probably going to be like very in your face now when it happens. But I hope you appreciate it.
Everyone talks about. May I? Can we speak?
Yeah.
Please?
I've noticed that you see here you got like a bit of information here, like the display this is in and such, and yeah, you look here. That's showing my current frames.
I did. Yes, I did.
Because I'm both recording on the same hard drive and also showing the editing process, it's kind of screwing me over a tad, which is not good.
One of your trips you could find and bring us back a box or two.
Like, well, imagine if I was like so lazy I left this shit in.
I was given orders to arm a squad.
Okay, so the noise gate's playing its role there. It only does so much for you. Like, what is this random shit that comes in here? I don't know what it is. I'm not a noisy person, I don't think, but good gods. Well, if we find things, sure.
I can try. Sure, I could get my hands on some of no fear somewhere.
You seem a bit sketch to me, fella, but who am I to judge? This place is actually extremely big. There's a merchant back there, though. And a whole bunch of crafting places. Well, that's good to know. Self in a whole bunch of trouble with these fellas. And here we got just me running through the freaking city again, so... You know what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna... I like to have a bit of leeway. As much as I love the jump cuts, still do like a good little semi-transition, like 15 or so, 13 or so, 0.13 of a second is pretty good. So it's 130 milliseconds, I'm pretty sure. Is it? Yes, it is, because, yeah, I think it's 1,000 milliseconds in a second. Of course, it's a milli. I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. Again, it's always a bit shady when you're trying to watch back something like this, because it's not really properly rendered, so it kind of goops a bit. But once you rendered it out, it transition between this scene and this scene is pretty smooth. But when you see it like that, it's like, whoa. I might actually bring this back a bit, because that's a bit too close for comfort. Before I start chatting to her.
Look around.
There's only so much you can do, really. So much I'm willing to do as well. Oh, I'm so lazy. Fair amount. Do you have information?
I'm just looking for information.
Oh, well, all I have is
information. That's fair enough. Ah, you sell these wonderful things. Yeah. Okay. We bought it. Because I'm pretty sure if I requires force strength. What am I doing here? Yeah. We'll keep that in there, that's fair enough. I accidentally decreased the volume there. This little slider here, if you click that, you can decrease and increase the gain and such. Like 0 and then -2. I suppose I should probably talk about this as well, because I didn't really mention at the beginning, did I? Like, you got your top level here, which is your game, the video. So you can turn that off and on. You can even solo it. So it itself is the only thing which is playing, although it doesn't seem to be doing that. It's weird. Deal staff requires should solo it, but it's not for some reason. There we go. I don't understand what it's doing. Anyway, that's beside the point. So you got your video, the game audio, and I record my voice separately and with the extra voice. This works really well because if generally if PlayClaw was to crash, more than likely you'd end up getting, or at least in the past, you'd get the video, thankfully, as well as the game voice. I mean, yeah, the game audio. And you would probably end up losing your own recorded audio. So having this and this as a secondary is just a good way to back it up. Sure that if it does crash for whatever reason, you don't generally lose too much. Sometimes you do, unfortunately. One point when Enderall crashed, I had the video and just my own voice, and I was like, well, that's kind of useless, isn't it? Anywho, what's definitely? What are we doing here? It's about definitely.
One of my ostriches is limping. I think she's hurt. Have you tried applying a lichen bandage? I've heard it works wonders.
Only if you dip it into manta drool first. The lichen.
I enjoy these little conversations. That's why I stop for them. They're interesting to me. At some point, I think I do get a bit frustrated with them. I'm just like, nah, screw it. I'm going to keep going. Oh, that's fair. I think it's when I move my hand on my keyboard, because I got like this keyboard which has this cover on it, and it moves up and down every now and then. And my palms get really sweaty just sitting on the keyboard for ages. So when you move your hand up and down, I kind of get stuck to it, and it goes. So yeah, that's fun too. Oh, that's fair enough. If she's your little baby, then you gotta take care of her. Okay, we talk about ostriches being babies. I'm sure it has some context to it. Good thing we got you. It's just such a short scene. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go forward. I didn't realize you could do this. Huh. I generally click up here to try and get that little thing there going, which selects this area. Then you can look at the bottom right and see the selection. It's like, it's 10 seconds worth of me fumbling with a lock, which is not very long at all. So I'm like, meh. It's a bit of a fine line between how much you cut out and how much you don't cut out. That's the point right there. Is this scum? No, it's not scum. This is... I don't know who this guy is. Fair enough. You guys actually look like you're gonna put a fight. Is this the trial that I have to go through to prove myself as mutant? I think it might have been. The memory is pretty fuzzy at the moment on this now, because I played so much of it.
Lock the doors to stop potential disruptions to the bloodbath they have prepared. I know of.
Oh, no, this is when that fellow tried to overtake the place. Okay. I am getting way too distracted and spoiling things so much. I think this video will have to go out when this one's come out, for sure. So once this one's out, I might think about releasing it, if I was to release it at all. Oh yeah, there's so much spoilery shit in this. Luckily no one really watches this, except for like maybe 4 people, so only 4 people get this spoiled for them. Suckers. This is what you get for actually liking this game and watching it. Get slightly spoiled. I guess I could have done another game, but I thought this one was like had such nice varying lengths of intricacy to it, so it works. Right. I'm with you now. And sometimes I won't really talk during battle scenes because I'm just concentrating so hard and trying not to die. I just cut out the audio because there's nothing really to say during the time, and you might just hear random clicks and noises instead. If that hits me. Just gotta get my health back. Sorry guys. Sometimes I like to cut out random little bits of shit that I say. And then we can play a bit more. I don't think they're trying to play, mate. And I'm not sure why I call myself mate. Good hit, mate. I called him mate as well. So you can see little dinks and dives there. Little flips and plops. But it barely even registers on this. Actually, I'm kind of surprised it does register at all. Thought that the noise gate would have activated. Oh my. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. It's the hits you don't see that hit you. Oh shit. Oh my. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Okay. This is like one of those rare opportunities where I'm like, huh, I'm an idiot, but I really enjoy my commentary time. I just sort of chuckle myself, so I'll probably do this actually so you can see what I'm doing. So this is how you add the text in it. You right click on this here, which I've got my text section on. Insert text media. You really don't need to know this, do you? Because unless you own the software, you're going to have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. And if you do own it, you probably have a bit of a better insight as to what I am doing and probably could think of better things to say about it. So, yeah. Let's just decrease that to probably 12 points. Maybe even do something a little bit crazy here. I'm all about the crazies. No. Whoop. That was unfair. Let's redo that. Thought that it would just undo that section that I just did. I'm wondering where the hell to put this now. Okay, let's just put that there for now and see how this syncs up. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Alright, so I'm saying it's those hits that I don't see. It's those hits that I don't see that hit me. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Oh shit, man. This is some insightful shit right here, man. Just trying to think how to display this now. This is actually giving me a bit of pause. Like, how do I display this? This is something interesting. I'm thinking of doing this. Let's choose our voice text again. I think I know what I'm going to do. Right. So we're going to pop you up there. Somewhere around there, right? Sync that up. See how this works out. It's those hits that I don't see that hit me. It's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Let's move you there. Increase you. See that hit me. Which makes... Alright. My. See, it's those hits that I don't see that. See, it's those hits that I don't... See, it's those hits... See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Which makes sense. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Which makes sense, if you think about it. I might get rid of the date. Date has nothing to do with this whatsoever. And I might put this back in quotes. I've never had this much problem with trying to figure out how to display text properly. No. See, it's those hits that I don't see that hit me. Which makes sense, if you think about it. Okay, we'll be happy with that for now. I'll think about it, I enjoyed that. Thanks, Kane.
Do not kill him. Even if his heart pumps with pure hatred, spilling it makes us no better than he. It ensures more blood will
I think I know what this is.
than he.
I probably picked up like a glass and drinking out of it, then I put it down a bit too hard. That was all dialogue, so we're skipping that. Oh, we're meant to kill him. We're not meant to stop Phobos from killing him. Why? I'm not sure what that scene's about, but I'm not going to go back to check.
To step up and lead the mutants,
Ooh.
Phobos. And honestly, you'd make a great chief. Especially
Hang
needs
on.
to step up and lead the mutants,
Ooh.
Phobos. And
frickin' Raya.
Someone needs to...
What's happening here? If it was Roy, then Roy would probably consider it, but this is Zaka frickin' Raya. Okay, we can kill
Someone
her.
needs to step up and lead the mutants,
Ooh.
Phobos. And honestly, you'd make a great chief. Especially since they'd need someone to lead them in whatever battles lie ahead for them.
It is
That's
not a role
not
I
really
wish to
useful.
fill.
Yeah, but there's no better leader than the one who isn't seeking power.
He's got a point there, Andrew. You're trying to... Notice how when I push the save button, it does that for some reason. I'm not too sure why it does that. It's weird. He's got a point there, Andrew. You're trying to keep him out of our party. Yeah, Andrew. You'd be like a frickin' main, man.
Zachariah, you are living proof that our people can live in harmony.
What's happening here?
But now I believe it is time to make a decision.
We must present a chief to the assembly.
The time for speaking.
I'm confused as to what the hell's happening. Oh, I see. I know what it is. I think. It's playing around with a clicky device of some description. Eh? Honestly, it's a clicky device. I'm not doing anything else dodgy. Granted, Phobos is an amazing strategist, but Phobos. That's what I was going to say. Why doesn't...
Humbly he stands before you.
Sorry, you upset a bit.
Help you once it is done.
That's what I was going to say. Why doesn't... Oh, it doesn't make how much content does it? Does it? That's what I was going to say. Why doesn't...
Humbly he...
See, I stopped talking because the cutscene kind of screwed me over a tad, I think.
Must talk.
We've done a lot of that. Okay, here we got to offset it a bit to try and get it to look like it syncs up a bit better to what I was saying. Sometimes I have to do this. I'm actually playing... This is like the most amount of attention I actually pay to a video which I'm editing. Especially if it's like one like the Technomancer, which requires a lot of work on it. Like, if we go back, you got this video here which has been edited a hell of a lot. Let's do a redo. Who's that fellow with the gun? Yeah, this one requires a lot of editing. I don't only have like 23 of these things now. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. An annoying, yeah. The health thing was really annoying to me at times. Anywho, back to where we were. What was I doing?
I cannot reach you here.
Oh yeah, we're trying to sync this up. We've done a lot of that.
About what?
We've done a lot of that. Got you there.
Talk.
We've done a lot of that.
About what?
Yeah, that works out. Because it doesn't interfere with this audio, this dialogue here, so I try and get it into a section when there's a slight break. A lot happened there. Jesus. Zachariah, firstly, you have amazing teeth. I applaud. Does he really have amazing teeth? Oh yeah, he's got fantastic teeth. Look at those teeth. Look at that. That is just... Yeah, that is not something you want to see a person doing. I had to say, I think. I did have a third thing I wanted to talk about, but nah, let's flown the coop.
Hi.
Zachariah, to what do I owe this privilege?
Oh yeah. That's really... How do you breathe in and your mouth would be very dry? Like, you get lots of sand in there. That's just... Yeah, attention to detail I pay sometimes and ask the questions no one else wants to ask it.
After that,
Oh, what's happening here?
their violence had to stop, so I struck the garden. After that, events escalated.
It's the guy!
Rioting
This is when I realized that this is definitely scum from Mars War Logs.
garden. After that, event
What I just did there was I brought this down to this voice text channel here. I've got a few of them, and essentially they're all varying levels of decibels increased. So that one's at 1.4 for some reason. I'll leave it at that for now. Generally 1.5 is what I go with. And we can take it up to 12 if you want, but that's going to be pretty loud, so prepare your ears, children.
after that, events
Yeah. Let's have a look at 4. What's this 4 do for us?
After that event,
That's actually right. But generally when it gets rendered out and recompressed and shit, it goes a bit louder. So I'll leave it at that for now. I suppose I can show you a brief process of that as well. Once it's done.
rioting soon.
It's the guy!
Only the need to show we would not live in
I
those
got so
conditions
excited.
anymore.
This is so
Another
fun
prisoner.
to learn that it's linked to each other.
Yes, Roy Temperance.
There he is!
Innocence, I believe.
Fucking Roy Temperance Brothers!
Yes, Roy Temperance. Yes, Roy.
I think I want to cut that little section out and go. Don't know if I can. That's better.
Roy Temperance.
Yeah. So this is what my day consists of. What does your guy's day consist of? Oh no.
A soldier?
The Technomancer.
Oh.
Placed there by his superiors for disobeying orders, from what I
No, Zach.
understood. No.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to learn, isn't it? I still don't know what I think about that. Like Dawn molesting that girl, but yet he wasn't such a bad guy. But it's so interesting to see a different side of him, you know? Offer an alliance against Victor.
I think it's time I answered Victor's constant attacks. I'm gonna need help, though.
That's what family is for, Zachariah. We are family, united by the mutual suffering inflicted by Victor. His time to pay for all he's done has come. We are united in that.
You say you are, but you're just gonna sit there and chat about it. You're gonna get me to do all the work. We can. You know what? Well, we can, so that's good to know. What work
I'm
you
looking
got?
for work. You need help with anything?
Our nation is just beginning. There is enough work for 1 billion men.
Okay, so that one,
Beginning. There is enough.
it registered there,
Beginning.
but you can't hear it. I'm wondering what that is. I'm just more curious than anything now. It's just a bit of a spike in whatever it was, but it didn't register properly. I think it's just a crackle with the audio. Okay. We'll see. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it might happen, you know? Oh man, I sometimes wonder about the quality of my commentary, but it seems to work alright. Pretty fantastic. What's that? It's pretty fantastic if you ask me. Cut that out.
Scott, what happened to you?
Whoa.
Where were you?
Oh shit.
I had a few problems. I got lost.
We done fucked up that part. Scott. Oh, we didn't go frisky Scott. Well, Scott, you didn't give me much information to go on. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so that's a video edited, pretty much. I didn't see anything else I really wanted to do with it. There's a lot of dialogue and such. This is actually a very easy one to do, because there's actually things happening. It's not like going from point A to point B. Let's line this one up. What is all this? I'm curious what this is now. Oh, you have random shit happening here. Okay, that's me moving around my seat, getting myself ready, getting myself adjusted, getting myself comfortable, relaxing, chillaxing, acting all cool. And here's how I generally tend to try and sync the audio up, which I don't think I showed you at the beginning, so there you go. That looks like it syncs up. Go into this much detail to try and get it to sync up perfectly. And it pretty much is perfect every single time. And you cut that section there. See, where's the long ass fight scene that I'm gonna end up cutting out? Because that's fun to me. And I obviously record maybe 2 or 3 episodes in a session, which is why the audio is connected like that. Oh, here's me just running through the place. No, talking to a seller, right? Oh, there's a fight scene there. There's a lot of this. A lot, like a metric shit ton of this. I'm curious, how much damage did that actually do? Whoops. Because it's a fair point that this is not a very effective means to attack them with lightning, but it still does some damage, right? Never looked into it too much. There you go, you did 34 whole damage. And that does 36 damage in one shot. Someone did 3 damage to him, but he... Yeah, so the 2 shots, it works out. It's not the best, but it works out. Anyway, so yeah, that's a long-ass fight scene. I don't know why I'm even showing this, because this video is meant to be for this section, and the fact that I've shown that off probably means I have to put this at the end of when I've actually finished this whole Technomancer thing. That's like roughly, say maybe cut out an hour, that's 5 hours worth of footage there that I have to work with. Oof. Yeah, I went on a bit of a recording spree at one point. It's like, what, that's another 5 hours there, maybe cut out an hour, so 4 hours, 9 hours worth of just non-stop recording at some point. Or it was obviously it wasn't non-stop, but yeah, it was quite a few days where I actually recorded more than I usually do to try and just hurry things along a bit. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we got my wonderful intro, which everyone knows and loves. Get that to about 0.13 of a second. And voila. That's done. See, I always have this at the beginning and end. Well, I have this in every single one of my videos that I have, where I've got the intro, the outro. I don't know why I still have this one, to be honest. Well, that's clearly lost its sparkle. And yeah, this I gotta get fixed up sometime. My thanks for watching outro is terrible. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks bad. That transition there just kind of irks me a tad. Like, I see it, I know it's there, but I haven't done anything to fix it yet. I really need to get that fixed. And by fixed, you go to like Fiverr. What happened to the... Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, what happened to my little section here? So we line that up there, and... terrifying. And there you go. Go too close and it eats you. Terrifying. Sometimes, very, very seldomly, I like to put something at the end here, just for kicks and giggles. Generally, it's something like that I maybe grab from this scene here when I'm editing it. And I look at that, I'm like, that could be useful. Alright, let's just play around with this. See, it's those hits that I don't... See, it's those... I suppose I should probably keep in the C. No. See, look, it did it then, like, where it actually just... I don't know what... You push undo and it does its own thing sometimes. Those hits that I don't see that hit me. It's those hits that I don't see that... I don't know why, that just makes me giggle. It's like, it's so obvious that obviously if you don't see a hit coming, it's gonna hit you, unless you have like Spidey senses. What's happening here? Scott. Oh, negative reputation. Freaking Scott, man. What a doucher. Yeah, let's just delete this region here. And I'll show you what I do when I render this out. So you gotta select the whole thing. Like this, right? Or that's what I do at least. push R to get the rendering thing. Generally, when you push R, it allows you to rename it, but I screwed that up because I moved around. So I called R1. R1. Region 1, render, region 1, whatever you want to call it. It's just R1. It's so simple. So easy. Helps me discern what's happening. Then that's done, right? Then I'll go to the next one, edit that, so on and so forth. And then once I'm done, RR2. Boom, boom, boom. So that means that you've got a whole bunch of these things edited and ready to go. Now, the magic about Sony Vegas Pro 14, it's the Pro version you got to get for this part, where you can use scripting. At least in the past, it was yet a Pro 14 for it, or the Pro version rather than Sony Vegas Home. My apologies, Vegas. It's called just Vegas now. Alright, so I've got a thing called Notepad, which I have all my basic stuff in here. So I've got playthrough tab, audio micro tab, epidemic sound tab, extra video content down tabs, Digi Sunday / This Is series, and my finished playthroughs for things that I've finished. So generally the playthrough tab is what I'm interested in Notepad++. Here's the Technomancer. There's my title there. There's my blurb that I have about it, the playlist, the where you can get the game, the song that I used. These are all the tags that you put in it. Here's the thing that you pop out when you're tweeting. This is what I'm interested in right now. That's my location of where I'm going to render this to. Not now. Do that later. See, I've got up here a script here called disable. When you click that, it goes through and disables a few things on the video, like switches. It disables a 4:3 sample, which is something that Sony Vegas has done. Well, in this version, it's kind of been made a useless thing, but I still like to use it just in case. Needless to say, it stops the black screens and all that crap happening most of the time. Here's the other script I got, batch render. You click that, and then you can render out what you want. So you got your browse, paste where your file name is, what you want to name the file. Then here you can choose what rendering template you want to use. I want to say, because I don't really know what it's actually called. I just never really bothered to know it. And the one that I use is main concept, AVC, AAC, YouTube 1080p 60 FPS. Render regions. That's very important. That's going to render each individual region as a separate video, which is fantastic. Obviously, we're not going to do that because that would be just not end well. I suppose I can show you the render settings if you're interested. So YouTube 1080 for the AVC one, customize a template, and there you go. 1920 by 1080. High, CBAC, 60 FPS pretty much. Bitrate is 16 million. Suppose that's acceptable. I haven't touched this in a long time. I forget what's good and what's not good. Audio, don't touch that much. And that's it really. Just generally done for the YouTube thing. I give it a unique name like YouTube 1080 60 FPS so I know what I'm working with when I do come to rendering. I don't know if you can see this on Playclaw itself, but here's my encoder settings when I'm actually recording a game. I downsized it to 1920 by 1080 because I got a 1440p monitor, captured it at 60 FPS, enabled the draw cursor just so you can see this. That's always on by everything. Capture mode, you can capture everything if you want. Encoder, generally don't play with that too much. Audio sources, 2 different audios, great. Streaming I've never really used because I don't see much use for it. Well, I like to be able to see that things are happening and the stream's going well. Like this is minimized in the background somewhere, and when you generally load it up, there's a nice little counter section that you can look at. Plugins, preview overlays. Hopefully you can see this, or else I'm gonna look like an idiot. So this is what I got for my overlay, which I see on my screen. See, this is a lot less than I see. Maybe it's what I see now. So I used to have like information here, like GPU and CPU settings and such, but you got your FPS there. The how long it's been recording for. 46 minutes, good gods. Yikes, that's a long time. And the current time in my time zone. Good times. Well, I think that's all that I need to show you. Well, all I wanted to show you. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I will try and answer them to my best of my ability. If you've enjoyed this, I enjoyed it myself actually. It's kind of fun. Please note that this is not an original idea. Of course, no idea is original. So I feel like credit given where credit's due. At least where I saw it first was a YouTuber called Cryaotic or Cry. He streams this every now and then, like his actual editing process, which is a fantastic idea. I wouldn't mind doing it myself one day when I have more time on my hands to delve into that. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'll hopefully maybe see you in the next one. Don't know. This is just fun to do, so maybe it will happen again. We'll see. See you then. Bye.
Let's make a run together, I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever, I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide.